This is the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Dory Stewart.
Welcome back to another episode of the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast, where we share the stories of our favorite local brands. I'm really excited to introduce you to my guest today. Lindsey Marine of Whitby's is joining us. Lindsey, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
Well, I'm excited to get to know you and learn more about your business. So let's start there. Share with us a little bit about Whitby's.
Yeah, so Whitby's is a home decor, houseware, lifestyle goods store. We're a cute little shop downtown Fredericksburg, 800 square feet, feels just like a little home. And we just sell, I feel like, a very eclectic, wide range of goods for your home. People can find good little gifts here, that kind of thing. But yeah, and it was named after my grandmother, so.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. I love that. And what a great addition to the downtown Fredericksburg scene. So I love that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been fun being down here. We're about a year and a half into business. So I like to think we're like a little hidden gem. So.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. A year and a half. That's a big deal.
Thank you so much.
So tell us about your background. How did you get into this?
I had always had a dream of opening a store, and I luckily fell into it. However, I was an art teacher for about a decade before this. I was all over Chesterfield, Richmond City, and then back here, which is where I'm from. And yeah, I left teaching after, shortly after COVID, and had a few career changes, and then this fell into my lap, and it had always been a dream. So we've been figuring out as we go and unfolding. So
I love that. And so your art brain, your creativity is fulfilled daily, I imagine.
Yes, I always have so many creative projects. The to-do list for creativity keeps building so many ideas. So yeah, that's one of the good things that I really, really love about owning Whitby is endless creativity.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So much fun. Okay, so I know that it's not always so much fun. So share with us a hardship or a challenge that you have overcome and now you feel like you're better for it.
Yeah, I feel like when I left teaching, when I went into that career, I always imagined that that's what I would be doing, my whole life. And I think having the courage to leave something that you loved so much, love my students, still in contact with a lot of them, and to dive into other things. And I feel like each step along the way has led me to the next thing. So yeah, I just, I think that just taking that leap that one time has made me feel like, okay, I can do that now all the time. And yeah, it's just kind of giving me that push, that nudge.
Well, what a great role model you are for your students to see that you took a big leap of faith and you followed your dreams, and look at you now. So I think that's really cool. I imagine that they are having fun following your journey.
Yeah, it's been really fun. So when I had taught middle school, those students, gosh, a lot of them are graduated college now, everything. And some of them have come in and seen me, still call me by my old last name. And so just to see that, you can change career paths. You don't have to stay where you are. Even if you are happy and it's not the right fit, just stay curious, I guess.
Yeah. Very cool. I love that. Okay. So clearly, when you are starting a new business, and especially a retail business, you are working very hard, and I imagine long hours. So tell us, when you do get a break, what are you doing for fun?
I mean, I love art. That is my background. So not on it as much as I used to be, not creating as much as I used to be personally. But I do love that. my husband and I love to travel when we can. We just got back from a trip to Copenhagen and Norway. So that was so much fun. And our next venture is we are buying my grandparents' house. So that's like renovations are going to be coming. And so now I get to design a home how I really want to. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
That's exciting. I love that. You'll
Yeah.
have to document your journey so I can follow you. That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Add it to the creative checklist that we have going. Yeah.
Right. So starting a new business is scary and it's hard, and some people are so intimidated. And what advice would you give someone who is thinking about taking that leap and starting a business?
I think the biggest thing that helped me was leaning on other friends, business owner friends that I had just happened to meet along the way. They were a tremendous help. And I think the biggest thing too is for me, just knowing that I don't have to have all the answers right when I start. I think, I'm also a very type B person. So I think, sometimes if you have it all planned out right away, that's great. But being flexible, being fluid kind of in how you run things, sometimes I feel like it's always like pivoting, staying true to like who you are, your business, your mission, your goal, what you want to bring to people, but also being willing to stretch yourself a little bit, but always lean on the people around you too.
Absolutely. That's such great advice. The businesses that have longevity are the ones that know when to pivot and are okay with being flexible and changing. So,
Yeah.
great advice.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I've very much learned that I cannot do everything that myself. So
Yeah.
leaning on everyone.
hmm So, what is something that you wish the listeners knew about Whitby's?
Oh, so many things. I take a lot of pride and care in the products that I bring into my store. I try to find things that are unique, but not so unique that maybe 2 years from now you're like, why did I buy that? And you just take it to Goodwill. I try to find things that I source vintage rugs. I try to find things that have texture, story, layers. But then also things that are pops of fun. I really, really love to support other makers. I have businesses out of Richmond, Crescent Simples, Naked Goat, independent artists, all the way up to like Portland, Maine, from everywhere. So it takes a lot of time to search, curate, because we have a very small space. And my location is like in an old 1800s house, and it from the front it's so cute and it looks amazing, but a lot of people think it's a home. So so that's been something that we're working on and figuring out how to get more people in. So
How fun though to get to source all these cool things, and then you are also so important in other people's journeys as well, because you're bringing them into your store and introducing them to the Fredericksburg market. How cool is that?
I know, it's my favorite thing. And honestly, like Instagram is such a tool too. Back in 2018, I stumbled on something, a flea market fair in Nashville in Tennessee. And I'd been following closely one of the vendors and have always dreamed about, owning something of hers. And then now as a store owner, I had reached out to her and we just brought in Baquette, and she makes bags, like really, really cute handbags. It's like a baguette, but better. That's her thing.
That's so cool.
But supporting other makers is really the best part about the job. So
Yeah, that's amazing. So if the listeners want to come check you out, share with us your address and how they can find you.
Yeah, so we are at 703 Caroline Street. We are across from the old visitor center, next to Osan. And it's a cute little white house, black awnings, and it's just a really, really cozy space to come visit and just come in and say hi. We'd love to meet you.
Awesome. Lindsey, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast and sharing Whitby's with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for listening to the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to fxbgneighborspodcast.com. That's fxbgneighborspodcast.com or call 540-534-4618.